Hey everybody, welcome back to the Doggone Positive Way. And this is season 2, and we're talking all about whether you should get a puppy for the holidays or not, and if it's a good idea or not, all those things. But you know what? You're going to get a puppy. Whenever you're going to get a puppy, you need to follow all these things that we've been talking about over the last few weeks. So tonight's episode is going to be talking about mouthing or teething. Our puppies are like jaws. They have mouths like razor blade teeth, and they're just like so sharp, and they make you bleed. And so what are you going to do about it? Well, let's just talk a little bit about them, like the basics about puppy teeth and adult dog teeth. They start erupting through the gum line around 6 weeks of age. So, it's very uncomfortable. It's very painful. And they're going through this process of the teeth, the baby teeth coming in. They're called deciduous teeth. And they come in and they come in and they start to begin to lose them. Usually maybe late 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Around 6 to 7 months, they really should have all of their adult teeth in. And with that, yes, okay, so their adult teeth are in. But if you notice, when you look in your puppy's mouth at that age, around 6, 7 months, 5, 6, 7 months, their adult teeth aren't all the way descended into their mouth. So they don't really descend fully into their mouth until around 1 year of age in that area, maybe a little bit later than that. So your puppy has the propensity to mouth and chew for a very long time. That's a long time. That's a lot of mouthing. Say you get your puppy when they're 8 weeks, 2 months, right? So that's a very long time to have to deal with just not, having any of these tools that we're going to talk about tonight. So, of course, we're talking about enrichment toys. We're talking about appropriate chew toys for your puppy. And Kong Toy makes a great toy that is a Kong toy, obviously. The one that is for stuffing type of thing, the rubber one. And they make a soft one for puppies. So I recommend getting the softer ones. We don't want to break their puppy teeth or anything like that. You don't want to give them anything hard. If they break a tooth, you really need to bring them to the vet to have your veterinarian look at the broken tooth and see if it might need to be extracted at that particular point, because that's really painful to break a tooth. I don't know if you've ever broken one. I have, and actually it's happening right now. I'm getting it extracted on Friday. Go figure. We're talking about teeth tonight. So, okay, so that's pretty much like the little stage of teeth. They start to lose them, like I said, around 3, 4, 5 months of age. They're falling out. So, you've got a huge increase. Some puppies are worse than others. Some puppies are like piranhas. Some are okay, they're still doing the mouthing thing. But like we talked about, prevention of destroying your furniture, your walls, your molding, your chair legs. You've got to use prevention. You've got to use the crate. But that doesn't relieve their pain. So we're going back to the Kong toys again. Sorry, I jumped around a little. ADHD. Excuse me. So with your Kong toys, get a couple of them, get as many as you can afford, basically, all right? And there are other toys that are similar to a Kong toy that may be a little bit less inexpensive. Just make sure they're soft enough for the puppy teeth. That's what I like about Kong. They've got the soft ones for puppies. They've got soft ones for seniors. They've got red ones that you can kind of graduate them to. The red rubber is still soft, not as soft as the puppy one or the senior one. And then you have the black ones for the power chewer, which is to me, every dog at one stage, once all their teeth are in, you're looking at a power chewer. So always get the black ones. I like to get the puppy ones for the puppies that are just of one size bigger, so for example, and be we have you have a Chihuahua, or you have a poodle, like a mini poodle, or a Bichon or something like that. And their Kongs are really, really small. Don't get the really, really small one. Get one that's one size up from them, of their typical size. I want you to kind of think about the little bit of the future but you're also going to be stuffing that. And, you can stuff it with some, if your vet says, hey, we can do some peanut butter, some banana. You can use some wet food if they can tolerate it. A little bit of wet food. And when I say a little bit, just maybe a teaspoon. Measure it out. You've got to see how your puppy's gut is going to do with all this stuff. You can also soak some of their dry food in chicken broth. If you're going to do the store-bought chicken broth, do low sodium. I like to make my own broth, but we do occasionally, we'll definitely pick up some broth or stock in the store, but I always get low sodium. We really try not to use a lot of salt in the house for ourselves, and I feel like it's so important for our pets also to have a good clean diet, as clean as you can get it. So, okay, so we've got, you got all the different things that you can stuff. Oh, you know what I like to use? Really, one of my favorite things to use in a Kong toy is Easy Cheese or Cheese Whiz, and you can get it anywhere. If you get the original, which I think is Easy Cheese by Nabisco, it's super expensive. But if you go to Walmart or Aldi's, if you have an Aldi's in your town, their Cheese Whiz or Easy Cheese is way cheaper. It's almost half price of what the other one is, the name brand one is. And I know Kong sells a spray can, the Easy Cheese bottle, but it's really expensive, and you don't know what all the ingredients are. I like to do, if you're going to do the canned food, make sure the ingredients are clean ingredients. You don't want a lot of crap in there. So we're going to do that. There are so many other toys that you can use, that you can put in the freezer. And I want you to do some research. Kong doesn't only have the one toy that looks like, I always call it it looks like a beehive, on a cartoon beehive, that you stuff, that I'm talking about in this episode, but they have other toys. Now, again, if you're going to use a tug toy, that's fine to use tug toys. Be gentle. Make sure it's a soft toy. You don't want to go hard on the puppy teeth. You don't want to, be yanking them around and pulling their teeth out prematurely with that action. They're going to fall out. They might swallow them. You might find a couple. I've always found a couple with my dogs. But 9 times out of 10, they swallow them. You can't find them and they're gone. So, that's pretty much what happened. So here we go. Let's talk about the descent of the teeth as they're coming in. It's going to just be more uncomfortable. And like I said, sometimes dogs kind of taper out on their chewing around 8 months of age, just for maybe a month or two. You're oh, wow. All right, things are getting a little better. The mouthing isn't off the hook. We're not bleeding anymore. We're using the Kong toys. We're redirecting for any chewing on anything that's not appropriate. We're preventing by using our crates and the Kongs and enrichment toys everywhere for this puppy, right? And you're just all right, things are going good. And then around 10, 11 months, around a year, when the teeth start to make the final descent, bam! You got chewing again. And you're what is happening? So that is common. If that happens with you and your dog, that's very common, okay? So don't be surprised if that happens. I also wanted to talk to you about just the basic care of your puppy's teeth. You can get them used to having their mouth handled, just very gently. You have a treat, and I'm going to make a video about this too. I'm having video recording issues right now. But I'm going to show you how to start desensitizing your puppy and getting them used to being handled with, a toothbrush. Don't get a toothbrush and shove it in your dog's mouth or your puppy's mouth. Let them sniff it. Let them be curious. Let them kind of, hold it in your hand, move it away from them. Let them kind of go towards that toothbrush. Reinforce them with a soft treat as they're going, so that it becomes a game, something that they're really curious about. You want to encourage your curiosity about things that you want them to be comfortable with. items you want them to be comfortable with. So start there. And I definitely am going to make a video this week about handling, and I will post it on Spotify for sure and my other platforms, but I definitely will do that. I promise you guys. And I'm going to use Troy with the whole, mouth handling and all that type of thing. So, because I want you to just, even though he's used to me doing stuff to his mouth, I want you to see the goal that you're going to get to with your puppies and just how to go about doing it and making it comfortable for them. So, and then about the toothpaste, they make a lot of different types of toothpaste, like a lot of different flavors, and see if they like one flavor or another. Like, I don't like everything that's out there. Like, there's cinnamon flavor. No, that's too much. That's a little too hot, that red flavor. I think it's Colgate Old School, or a minty flavor. No, I don't like that, so I want this one. Everybody's got their preference, so just like us as humans, make sure you give them just a variety. If there's one that they're like, oh, hell no, then get a different one, okay? Just try a different one. And then you've got the toothpaste that they love, and you can let them lick it out of the tube, although I wouldn't do that because I think it's gross. So I would put some on like my fingertip. They could lick it off my fingertip, off of a lick mat, and then also just off of the toothbrush. Just put a little bit on there. And as you're pulling it away from them, they're following it, they're curious about it, and they can lick it. And you start building up that curiosity and just that, hey, this is kind of cool. I might like to do this. So again, I'm going to make a video on handling and toothbrushing for next week, or during this week. I'm going to make it. So it's, and I'm talking about this because it's really important to be able to have your dog's teeth cared for. Just like with us, if their teeth aren't in good shape, and there's perio disease, that can translate into the other diseases within their system. Okay, it's exactly like us as far as that goes. So, I said they have 28 puppy teeth. Well, guess what they have how many they have when they come in as adult teeth? 42 teeth. They've got 42 teeth in their head. So they have a lot of teeth coming in. 28 as puppies, but 42 as adults. How does that work out? I'm not sure. That's a lot of teeth. Anyway, I wanted to also touch a little bit on the coloration of your dog's teeth. When they get their adult teeth coming in around like I said, like 5-6 months, and all the way till they're about a little over a year, maybe a year and a half, they're this beautiful, milky white, just amazing color of their teeth. So it's really easy to kind of tell a young pup also by the length of the tooth when they have their adult teeth in, and the color of the tooth. And a lot of vets can age by also the tartar, the wear. Not always, because of different situations, but as an overall general rule, when veterinarians are looking in your dog's mouth and they're trying to age them, they're looking at color, they're looking at the size of the teeth, and they're looking at the wear and the tartar buildup and plaque buildup, and they're just putting all those things together. And yeah, so really that's it on the color part. Now, here's the other part that's really probably one of the most important things. Let's talk about play style with your dog. So, when you play with your puppy, if you're using your hands directly on their body or their mouth, guess what? You're now the chew toy. So yes, they're totally gonna just grab your hands and bite hard. Don't bite them back. Don't yelp out. It doesn't translate to anything with them. We're not dogs. We're not their owner. We're not their moms. They are not going to respond in a way that you think they're going to respond. And I want you to stop using your hands. It's as simple as that. In addition to not using your hands, I want you to get up and walk away. When I had my daycare, and I walked through the puppy area, the puppies would be on my jeans, and I'd keep walking, and they would hang off, and I wouldn't pay them any mind, and I would just keep walking and not reinforce any of that behavior, and they would come off of my jeans. And yeah, I felt a couple puppy teeth for sure through the jeans. But basically what we're doing is we're not reinforcing that behavior, and we're not encouraging it by using our hands or telling them to stop or telling them to get off or biting them back or, yelping like a puppy. That shit doesn't work, okay? Let's use what's going to work. And what's going to work is getting up and walking away and not using your hands as play toys, because they're not, and you're just reinforcing bad behavior. So remember that when you get your puppy and they've got all the jaws, needle, teeth, that you're going to do a lot of prevention of them chewing and giving themselves relief by using Kong toys and other enrichment toys. You're going to start, you're not going to start, but you're going to be using your crate to also prevent that from happening, of them chewing your furniture, okay? And you're going to use your enrichment toys for them in the crate so that they're happy in their crate. They need to be happy in there. And if you have any issues with their teeth, like you might have double teeth coming in, it's pretty common in smaller breed dogs, where up by the canines, you've got a second canine coming in. Well, the second one is actually the adult one, but you've got the puppy one that's still there, and it needs to come out. So you need to go to your vet and get it extracted. And they're also dentists for puppies and for dogs, not puppies, just, for dogs. And they can do it also, but most vets can do an extraction. Yeah. And again, get them used to being handled. And I'm going to make a video next week. I'm going to use Troy. And yeah, that's about it. We're wrapping it up. This is season 2 of Don't Get a Puppy for Christmas. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you're enjoying this. Please like, follow, and share. It helps the algorithm. It's going to help me grow. I really appreciate your support. And I'll see you next week. Bye.